My name is Tara Powell, and I am a licensed clinical social worker working as an outpatient mental health therapist at Childhaven. So I work with kids and their families. We're excited to partner up with Art with Heart to give a little facilitator's guide for you guys, talk a little bit through parenting tips during this time. And then at the end, there will be some resources for you if you think you need further support. Right now is a really tough time for our kids, right? They've lost their daily routines of going to school and seeing their friends and seeing their teachers. And just an overall experience of loss for their just sense of security in daily life. As a result of this, it's not uncommon that our kids might be feeling really big feelings such as an increased sense of sadness or fear or anger or more. So I want to give some tips right now for managing those big feelings as a parent. So in terms of helping our kids feel safe, when our kids are expressing these big feelings, it's because they're scared. And we need to be able to say out loud to them, it's okay that you're feeling scared. It's a scary time, but I am here to keep you safe. I'm going to keep you safe through this time because I am your caregiver and that's my job. And in terms of helping the kids feel seen and heard, that's when validating their emotions during this time is really important, and validating them as they navigate this. And it's a messy time and it's super tough for the kids and for you as parents and caregivers, but we still need to be validating them and reflecting them so that they know that you see them as they're navigating this. And then the third tip I have is helping them through co-regulation, meaning you as their caregiver are helping them regulate during this time. And that could be helping them take deep breaths when they're sad because they can't go to their friend's house and they're really sad. So we're helping them breathe through that experience. It could be helping them throw a pillow because they're angry that they don't get to go see their friends. It could be writing with chalk on the sidewalk. It could be introducing a new coping skill, such as what you're about to see with Art with Heart, the feelings words, doing something to express the feelings that the kids are experiencing right now. So that leads me to kind of talking about the project that you're about to see. Right now, we have the power to use this time as an opportunity to polish some of our relating and self-regulation skills between parent, caregiver, and child. So before you start the project, it's going to be really important to just kind of do your own mental health check and see where you're at, and to find a way to ground yourself and focus on your child and focus on the project, and to find a way to stay calm through it and bring positivity and energy to the project. So you want to be at your kids' level and you want to be making a lot of eye contact through the project. And as best you can, I know it's hard, refrain from any power struggles. So you're going to let your kid just kind of take the lead in this project. So while they're doing it, you're going to want to narrate what you see them doing, reflect it to them, and as best as you can, refrain from saying good job or refrain from telling them how to do it, but rather say specifically what it is that you see them doing that you like. Or like, wow, look at how the words popped up on your picture. Or it's fun to experiment with different colors. This way, kids can hear the specifics of what you see them doing and really feel heard and really feel seen. You can say like, wow, you're working so hard. You are so focused on this project. And this is a way for kids to, like I said, feel seen and heard without adding a judgment like good job, which can be pretty broad and hard for kids to know exactly what it is that they're doing that's good. So make sure you're listening to them as they speak and acknowledging that you hear them talking. Acknowledge what they say, validate what they say. So at the end of this facilitator's document that I have here for you, there's going to be a list of resources for families and children, and I hope it's helpful. Thank you so much for listening and enjoy this project.
Welcome. Hello, my name is Helena Helinga Haas, and I am a facilitator and I work with Art with Heart. And I have a special guest here today, Jack. Hi, Jack.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good.
Good. So Jack's going to join us for an activity today, and it's loosely based out of a book from Art with Heart. And before we started this video, I did explain to you, Jack, kind of what we're going to do, right? And so there's no right or wrong way to do art, as you probably know. And the activity that we're doing today, if you were going to do it tomorrow or the next day, it might turn out totally different. So it's just where you're at today, right? Jack, can you tell everybody how old you are and what grade you're in?
I'm 8 years old and I am in 2nd grade.
Yeah.
Because we don't go to school anymore.
Yeah, we don't go to school
2nd grade.
anymore. And how do you feel about not being in school, by the way?
I miss people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's hard. Do you know much about the organization? Did you look at the website with your mom?
Yeah, but I just took a glance.
Yeah, just a glance.
Yeah.
Right. There's a lot of different books that Art with Heart has produced, and there's also a lot of like free activities on the website. And one of the books that Art with Heart created is called Magnificent Marvelous Me, and it helps school-aged kids explore their identity and explore their friends and their family, and it kind of helps build your self-confidence and self-esteem and helps you be creative. And so we're going to be doing a feelings activity out of this book. Okay, and talk about and name feelings. Has anybody ever told you the expression social emotional learning? Have you ever heard that term before? Sometimes schools or teachers talk about it a little bit. This activity,
Kind of familiar.
Kind of familiar? Yeah. So sometimes when we're talking with kids at any age, we just like to talk about, especially in schools, how we can help build social emotional learning skills. So today, this is just kind of an activity that can help kids maybe name feelings or emotions and also draw about them and just see what comes up for you. For this activity, we're going to need paper, preferably watercolor paper. We're going to need, yeah, thank you for showing. Great. And then some watercolor paints. Do you see the watercolor paints? Awesome. And then some paint brushes. And do you have water? Oh, you have different size brushes. Good. Some water for the watercolor, not to drink. Yeah.
We also have this water.
Awesome. And then do you see the oil pastels?
Just cover.
The cover. There's lots of different brands of watercolors and oil pastels. This is just one set. Okay. So for today, we're going to do an art activity, and it might be a little shorter than what I might do normally with kids. We're going to condense it a little bit. So sometimes what we suggest at Art with Heart is that we do what's called a priming activity. So to get the juices flowing, to a warm-up activity. So we're going to do a warm-up activity in our chairs. And I forgot to ask you, I also dropped off a feelings handout. Do you remember seeing this? Aha. So if for people who might not have the Magnificent Marvelous Me book, with different feeling words written in there, you can print out a one-pager with different feelings. And I like this one because it has pictures on it, so it kind of shows you the emotions in case some kids don't feel as comfortable reading. So can you look at yours, though, and pick out one, just point to one of the pictures, and we're going to do a pose, a body pose in our chair based on one of those pictures or one of those feelings.
Wait, I'm not sure. Is there tired on here?
Tired? There isn't, but let's do that one. I like that one. That's an excellent choice. Okay, so how would we show? That's how you're going to show tired, yeah. Tired. I feel it. You're feeling tired. Okay, can you pick another one? Either one that's on the page or one that's not on the page. That's fine if you have one that's not on this example.
How about jumping jack?
Is that a feeling? I guess when you do jumping jacks, what do you feel?
Energized.
Energized. I love it. So Jack, you can do a jumping jack right now if you want. You can do one. Or you can pretend. Hooah, hooah. So energized. and tired. What's another one? What's another feeling?
I feel like energized and tired are kind of opposites.
They are, yeah.
Another feeling.
Yeah, that does sound like they're opposites.
Silly.
Silly. Okay. How would we show silly? That's good. I like it. Yeah. In this picture, the eyes are kind of like rolling all around, aren't they? Silly. Okay. Any other feelings or emotions that you see on the page or that you're thinking of? I can read some to you. Happy, hopeful, worried, confused, lonely, loved,
Annoyed.
annoyed. Okay. Show me annoyed. Yes. You had a little sound that went with that one. I'm gonna do it back to you. Is that about right?
Yeah. You might even put in an eye roll.
Add the eye roll. Okay, like this. Is that right?
Yeah.
Now you're going to take your piece of paper that you have in front of you and you're going to fold it into fourths, or you could divide it yourself with any oil pastel that you want. And in the warm-up, you came up with tired, energized, annoyed, and was it excited? What was the other one?
Silly.
Silly, that's what it
I
was.
just came up with another one.
Oh, what's the other one?
Blissful.
Blissful. Ooh, can you show me what blissful might look like if you were to do it in a body pose or a gesture?
Kind of like calm, happy, I believe.
Yeah, so calm,
That's
happy.
what I've always imagined what blissful is.
So thinking of any kind of emotions or feelings that you just described, or maybe something else, pick any oil pastel color, and each feeling is going to be in each of the squares. So now pick one of those words, and in whatever creative way you want to write the word, do that in your first rectangle. Make sure it's good, nice and strong marks when you write the word. And if you need me to help you spell, I can. Okay, so now with the red, you can write down your first feeling word in that rectangular shape. The first quadrant, I'm calling it. Okay. And fill as much of that rectangle shape as you can. And you can do all kinds of fancy lettering. The sizes of the letters can be different. They can be at different angles if you want. Can you tell me which word you selected?
Annoyed.
Annoyed, okay.
So are we going to paint something around and then it's kind of going to jump out?
Yeah, it might. We'll see how it turns out. That's the interesting thing about art, but yeah, that's the idea. It might jump out. Okay, so you did that in the first quadrant, and then in another quadrant,
I've only got two.
You've only got two. That's okay. We can brainstorm on what the other two words might be. You can use the same color or a different color. If you want to use a different color, great. And fill in as much of that quadrant space as you feel comfortable filling. And just remember to press hard. What's the word you're spelling, Jack?
Blissful.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh. Just for fun, I'm going to connect this.
All right. Okay, so you've got blissful and you've got annoyed on there, right? Let's see the annoyed. Let me see how you did your markings on that one. Yeah, all right. Oh, wow, you added some.
I'm going to do that for blissful.
Okay. Go for it.
Okay.
Oh, did you do an ah? That's fabulous. I can feel it. I can feel it through the screen, that blissfulness. And I can feel the annoyed one too. He had the guy or the person going like this.
Actually, do you know what? Actually, I felt bliss. I kind of felt this feeling when I was drawing it, because with the red it was kind of just very bumpy, but then with the green it just was so smooth.
Huh.
So
Interesting. Okay, so now we need to think of 2 more words. Tired. Okay, yeah.
I'll go for kind of a gray there.
For the gray.
Okay.
And you can use as much of that space, of that rectangle space, as you want.
Kind of a little small. Here's tired, and E is yawning.
Oh, the E is yawning. Yes.
He doesn't have hands, so he can't cover his mouth.
Oh. But that's what he would do if he could, right? So you got 1 more. Do you know what you want to put in the other one?
Energetic.
Okay.
And I'm going to tie the little guy in here.
You are? Okay. Great job. Okay, now the magic. So the next part that you're going to do is paint, and you can paint in each quadrant where you have the word watercolor, and you can go right over the words and fill in all the white space with 1 color or 2 colors or 3 colors. And you can decide if you want to use those same colors throughout the picture, or maybe each quadrant has different watercolors depending on the word from that quadrant, maybe. Because it seems to me like you selected specific colors that go with certain feelings. Am I right?
Uh-huh. Like, I'm already starting to get, like, orange should go with energized. Like, kind of brown might go with annoyed, or maybe red go on red, and blue with green, and then I think black with gray.
Yeah, and you can, like I said, you can pick more than 1 paint color if you want to. You can use multiple if you want. So have you used these before? Or has it been a while?
Yeah, it's been a while though.
Okay, so you want to get your paintbrush, whichever one you want to use, nice and wet. So dip it in there, nice and wet. And then get whichever color you want to start with, that little palette, super wet. So it's nice and liquidy. And you should see a lot on your paintbrush. And if you need to add more water, you go for it. Because it's different than regular paint. It needs to be a little more watery than you might think, like if you use Crayola paints or something.
Right.
Yeah, maybe a little more. It looks like you might need a little more. Oh, wait, which color are you using? Yeah, that one. Okay. Yeah. And so yeah, go for it. And just paint away over whatever part of that quadrant you want. You can make swirls. You can make patterns. You can take a paper towel and dab over the paint to blotch it. Ooh, look what's happening. Wow.
Watery.
And you know what makes it also interesting is if there's different hues of blue, right?
Uh-huh.
So yeah, there you go. Great.
Done.
All right. So yeah, so before you change your color, just wipe your paintbrush off. And sometimes you have to dip the paintbrush in the water a couple times to get all the paint off and wipe it off. It kind of depends on how much you had loaded on the paintbrush, but.
Red. For annoyed.
Okay.
Yeah. Guess it works fine. Ooh, red. I was thinking, what if we have the middle orange?
Oh, yeah. Give that a go and see. And you can see sometimes too, when the red and the orange blend together, you make a new color.
I like that. Moving on to energized. And here again, I feel like, what's wrong with a little red?
What's wrong with it? Nothing. That's right. Go for it.
Like, you could actually, I might put green in here.
Sure.
Most people would say energized is pretty much yellow and orange and not green. Green's calm.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I mean, maybe it changes from day to day too, right?
I like to watch how the colors mix in here.
In the cup, I know. Yeah, it's a little bit of a magic show in the water, huh?
Uh-huh.
So a technique, if you have a color that you want to take a little bit off of with watercolor, you can wad up a little bit of your paper towel and blot the paint, and it'll soak up the paint into the paper towel if you didn't want that.
I feel like it's kind of, if you put very light colors in the angry section, it's not that dramatic. Do you know what I mean?
If you put the light watercolor,
Yeah, like the red. I want a darker red because it fits better with the feeling angry. But if you're only feeling a little bit of anger, then this kind of red might be good to describe. But I mean, and like you're feeling half anger but half something else. I think that if you're if you're half feeling annoyed or angry and you're half feeling kind of something else, you'd be more like a light red. But if you feel like only anger, like that's your only feeling, I'm pretty sure you'd be this dark red, like just only red.
Because it's so powerful, you mean? Like it's such a powerfully strong. It's fun to see you experimenting with the different colors.
And blue. Now let me go in with normal brown. Arm's getting tired.
Are you? Are you getting tired from painting?
Thankfully, I'm done.
Okay. All right. So sometimes what I do, you want to take a couple deep breaths? Maybe will that help? Just to kind of like sit up straight and kind of help you get a couple deep breaths. We're almost done. I just want to have you hold up the picture in a minute. But maybe you could soak in your picture, kind of look at it, see if there's anything you want to add or change.
I think this is good.
All right. Yeah, if you can hold it up, then we can show all the viewers. Wow. Look at how the words popped out.
And the good thing is that we used oil pastels and watercolors.
Yeah.
Because those two separate. But that's just science. We're here for art.
It is science, isn't it? Okay, so sometimes then we ask like what you can do with your artwork if you wanted is you can put it somewhere for a couple of days and kind of look at it and see if anything pops out for you, or you could tell stories with your mom or your dad about when you felt one of those words, or you could ask them, maybe you could ask your mom or somebody in your family when they felt one of those words. Yeah, you want to hang it up there? Would you do that again?
Totally.
Yeah.
Also, I'd highly recommend this to friends too.
All right. Well, maybe you could show them how to do it sometime.
Yeah.
Well, I super appreciate you participating and helping us learn a little bit how to do this activity. I think it'll be helpful, I think, for some parents or maybe some teachers or counselors or who knows what. Maybe somebody wants to try this themselves. Was there anything else that you want to just share about doing the art or anything about your pictures?
I feel like it really calms you down. If you're kind of stressed out, like stress is bad for you, man. It's unhealthy. Like this helps you calm way down.
Well, that is some great information to share with people. I think that would be really helpful for people to know that that's how you feel after doing this. And I want to thank you very much for participating today and helping us out with this activity.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
Bye.
Bye.
One sec. Can you send me this video? I actually kind of want to send it to my teacher.
Okay, I'll send it.